of 25 interventions in all the cities clustered around the Indus, from the north to the south to the delta. Those are very, very exciting innovations. Some are very big, some are small. They allow private investors, and I'm going to ask a cluster to invest in that. We will work on this. We will do a presentation and show you what interventions are needed. Some are very big ones. Just to projectize some of the big ones, I have asked UNEP, UN Environment Agency, to build, start building the PC1s with Government of Pakistan. There isn't enough climate development expertise in our ranks, or even green financing. So it's going to be projectized. It will take time. But you need to know that the government is not sleeping on climate stress and on building walls of resilience. Our plan was in fact put on Twitter by the United Nations as the first model of hope between, of a country re-emerging from disaster with a real plan, and not just tears, and not just humanitarian cries of relief. But as we speak, 8 million people are still in distress in the interior of Sindh and some parts of Balochistan because they're still living near the water. They don't have homes to go to. So as you plan your next philanthropy, because Karachi is a very philanthropic city, I do know that from personal experience in my other lives of fundraising for big charities, do consider your own conduits to giving these people some relief. It's just relief right now. The reconstruction phases and the rehabilitation phases are to be taken care of by government and rehab partners. They will always be inadequate. 33 million people is the size of 3 medium-sized European countries. If your population is that big, so if a disaster happens, more people are hit. 3 European countries, come on. Even the 20 million that we were talking about at Geneva that were left as impacted is double the size of many of the countries that we were seeking assistance from. So we need to be, as businesses, as communities and states, agile and responsive and cognitively connected to the level and scale of crisis. I'm not doing a great job telling you about it because I'm not here to peddle more disaster. But it's very real. And what can businesses do? Let's talk about that. First of all, they can give it attention, both personal and public. One is, there is an initiative called Net Zero Pakistan, and I spoke to the speaker next to me, Mr. Aurangzeb from HBL, who incidentally has been accredited for green financing. They can now do green financing, they can receive funds. Only 2 entities could, now 5 can in Pakistan, much against the grain of our bureaucratic inertia. I've forced it through, so private sector banks can also now, the JS could already do that. Karandas will also be able to receive green financing through the Green Climate Fund and bring it here for private investments. Acumen Fund has also been, again I said kicking and screaming, brought in as a big agriculture, small agriculture climate investment of about $80 to $90 million. So these are firsts. The country did not even have vehicles to understand these. Our ministries are not designed for the 21st century, at least the climate is not. So I had to bring in whoever I could, private experts, to give my bureaucrats who are protecting, literally protecting, at least mine are, what goes on in the future and who suddenly goes belly up and then we're left with a bankruptcy and a crisis to answer for. That this is how the future, this is how blended financing will work, this is how interventions are needed. Okay, what can businesses do? Look, you have to first be very real. Most businesses are not reporting their SDG compliance. About only 25% are. There's a huge gap. They are not reporting on any SDG compliance. Their ESG is very low. It's mostly talk, and it gets you all the right, it ticks all the right boxes, but it's not implemented half the time, and that's a confession from companies themselves, whereas you know that investing in sustainability will give you, whether it's a country, $1 invested will give you $4 in returns, and if you're investing in sustainability as your company, your return on equity will be at least 200%. That's a study I think IFC has done. You can look at it, return on assets will be 110, but return on equity much higher. So sustainability is a viable investment. Circularity of your small economy is a viable investment to make, but it's not being made. Every company, including this hotel that we're in, every household generates waste. We are not processing that waste as we should, and we are not building in any recycling protocols into our big businesses, which is the case everywhere else in the world. The state does not do it. The companies do, because the companies have led to the global warming. Countries have.
रहमान फ्यूचर समिट 2023 के इफ्ताही सेशन से खिताब कर रही हैं।